Just a few hours ago, Twitter announced that entrepreneur Mr. Musk, Elon Musk, the world's richest person, has acquired the company for $44 billion. In a statement, Musk said, quote, "Free speech is the bedrock of a functioning democracy," end quote. And he added that he wants to make Twitter better than ever, noting Twitter's tremendous potential. What might today's acquisition mean for the social media platform specifically, and more generally, what might it mean for free speech and for those conservatives who have been increasingly silenced and censored in the social media world? Joining me now to talk about this is Dan Gainor, Vice President for Free Speech America and Business at the Media Research Center. Dan, welcome back to Washington Watch.
Thank you very much. It's certainly an amazing day to do this.
Well, you have been tracking this very, very closely because I've been reading your updates. What's your reaction to this afternoon's news?
Well, it's impossible to see this as anything other than good news. It's not like Elon Musk is one of us and he's a social conservative. He's not. He's more libertarian, but he also has been a big supporter of free speech. He's had his own issues with government regulation and people silencing him, and he doesn't much like it. And so what's amazing is for people who are not active on Twitter, even if you sort of dabble in it, here's why it matters. Twitter is the proving ground for every major discussion and issue of the day in the United States. Any politician, any tax, any debate, it all gets aired out on Twitter. And because the left has been able to silence so many conservatives and use bots of automated accounts as well, they've had control over the horizontal and the vertical for a long time now.
So $44 billion, what does that buy, Mr. Musk?
Well, what it buys is control. And now the question is how much control? Because obviously he's got a bunch of left-wing employees who are freaking out right now. They're literally having an open meeting with him, I think, as we speak. And, so the question is how many of them stay? How many of them try to work behind the scenes to undermine him? No matter who you are, if you're a CEO, you're only as strong as the employees you have. So I don't think I expect it to change overnight. In fact, it's quite possible it might get worse for a while as he sort of jockeys for power with employees.
So I guess we'll find out if Twitter has a deep state that is working against him.
I'd be willing to bet cash money that Twitter has a deep state. The question is how much the powers that be at Twitter are willing to put their foot down and not allow the big deep state control.
So what does this mean for conservatives? Is this a revival of the First Amendment in terms of the public square that social media has become?
Well, it's interesting. Not only does Elon Musk embrace the public square argument for Twitter, but a lot of liberals are now upset that, a billionaire bought the public square. Well, you didn't seem to care what a billionaire bought, ran Facebook. You don't seem to care that a billionaire runs the Washington Post, or a foreign billionaire got involved in the funding of the New York Times. Their outrage is very selective. But that's been Elon's attitude, and the big question now is, does he bring back Donald Trump?
Yeah, that certainly would be a statement. Dan Gainor, does this have implications beyond Twitter? Will this force other social media entities to step back and have a greater respect for free speech?
Well, the social media companies have operated in concert on a lot of things, including silencing the Hunter Biden laptop story right before the election. What it does is it breaks that cartel. And, if you've got one member of the cartel is not playing, maybe the others are willing to back off a little bit. So, yes, it does have potential sweeping impact elsewhere. But just with Twitter, it affects the presidential election. It affects every election in every free country in the world.
So Dan, how long before we see some type of movement and opening back up of Twitter for free speech and expression?
I'm not sure yet. I don't think there's a timeline for how quickly he will do things. But Elon Musk is certainly somebody who seems to embrace the old tech slogan of "move fast and break things." So it might not be that long in the offing, and you can hear the scream from anywhere in the world right now as the left is freaking out about this.
This certainly does make the argument for free markets, where we're actually seeing someone who benefited from our free market system being able to purchase Twitter to return it to what it was originally built as, a place where people can have expression and talk about issues of the day.
Yeah, and that's something, but remember, the left only uses free markets and free speech as epithets now. They don't really believe in either. They believe in censoring speech. So I think the one big danger right now is a backdoor regulation. They're working with the European Union to regulate the internet. And right now that's moving ahead, that might still restrain what American big tech companies do unless we pass regulations to counter it.
All right, Dan Gainor, always great to talk with you. And again, great job in tracking this throughout the process. Appreciate all the work that you guys do over at the Media Research Center.
Thank you very much.